The challenge for Mr. Wenger's new boys is to put a stop to the grieving for the dearly departed Thierry. As for Fulham, their fans seem to need some convincing that the magic partnership made in Northern Ireland is going to work for them. Your commentator at Arsenal, Simon Brotherton.
Only one thing certain as Arsenal enter the new season: there won't be many number 14 jerseys sold at the club shop. No one's taken Henry's old number. His are big shoes to fill, never mind the shirt. Arsene Wenger is able to include only one of his two big summer signings. Striker Eduardo da Silva has failed a fitness test on his injured ankle, but Bakary Sagna makes his Premier League debut at right back, which means Emmanuel Eboué plays in a more advanced role. Fulham have suffered a blow already before the match has even started. Goalkeeper Antti Niemi injured his left hand warming up 20 minutes before the kick-off and is out of the game, so Tony Warner starts. Fulham include 5 of their new signings, but have left their most expensive acquisition, Diamanti Camara, on the bench. David Healy is preferred up front. Imagine losing your goalkeeper is the last thing that any team wants when they're about to play away at Arsenal. It's exactly what Fulham are having to contend with. Antti Niemi injuring that left wrist. He's already had an X-ray ahead of the game, and Lehmann's made a mistake there, and David Healy has scored inside the first minute of the match. What a start for Fulham, and what a mistake it was as well. It was a move that seemed to be going nowhere, but Healy didn't give up on it. Arsenal should have had it covered. Right place, right time, 1-0 Fulham. And David Healy makes the perfect start to a new chapter in his career.
Arsene Wenger says that going for the title and winning the title is a realistic ambition this season.
Fabregas sweeping ball, and Kleb is definitely onside despite Baird looking across towards the near side. 3 red and white shirts inside the penalty area. Kleb tries to go it alone. Baird makes the challenge. Phil Dowd has a fine view and says no penalty. Feeling that Chris Baird brought him down inside the penalty area. Baird certainly looked like he chopped the player, and he didn't get the ball. Here you see it once again. Baird did not get the ball, and the referee, as I mentioned earlier, had an excellent view. Well, we thought Antti Niemi had a bad start to the season, not making it to the kick-off. Lehmann wasn't far behind him with that effort in the first minute. Arsenal looking to up the tempo a little bit. Sagna, nice little interchange with Eboué. Oh, it was a good ball, Rosicky! That was a good chance. Sagna combining well, the miscontrol from Van Persie, and Rosicky a whisker away from an equaliser. Sagna, the summer buy from Auxerre in France. Promising young, mostly full-back, can play across the back line. Second time in the match he combines brilliantly with Eboué. Oh, lovely ball! Oh, and very nearly a great finish from Kleb. Good defending right at the last there by Zat Knight to turn it over the bar. Simple but effective, and Kleb denied. Pretty unusual position for Fulham in the last couple of years to be ahead away from home. They've only managed 1 win on the road in each of the last 2 seasons. Flamini, supported by Eboué. Sagna is up on the right-hand side. Now it's Rosicky. Goes for goal! Rosicky certainly can strike them from distance. Much to ponder on the opening 35 minutes here. Touré and Gallas are up for this one. Arsenal, plenty of players inside the 6-yard box, but that's a lovely, confident catch from Tony Warner. Maybe a chance to break here with Stephen Davis. Managing to thread the ball past Fabregas, continues the run. Oh, and Davis, was he tripped there by Fabregas inside the penalty area? Fulham feel that they should have had a penalty there. Now here come Arsenal again with Van Persie. Kleb is making strides in the centre. Great chance for 1-1. Oh, and a good save. Warner's legs keep it at 1-0. Van Persie, and another good save by the replacement goalkeeper. He only knew he was playing 10 minutes before the kick-off, Tony Warner. but he is very switched on for this one. Good save with his right leg, and then from Van Persie down low to his right. There clearly has been some intense heated discussion between the fourth official and Lawrie Sanchez, which Lawrie Sanchez is now putting direct to the referee in forcible terms. There was a trip on Stephen Davis. It was more a coming together than anything else. Can Fulham hang on to their slender advantage here up until the half-time whistle? Kleb. Oh, that's a beautiful ball. Fabregas, oh, good save again, and it looked as though it had opened up completely for Arsenal there. But Warner has had an excellent first half. Look at this for a pass. Fabregas clean through. Keeper made himself look very big and intimidating, and he just smothered the ball away. No changes made by Arsene Wenger at half-time. Arsenal, of course, have that trip to the Czech Republic during the week for the Champions League qualifiers. Here's Rosicky, the Czech international, who has his efforts saved by Warner. But Arsenal looking for an early breakthrough after the break. Rosicky right in on goal. This space for Stephen Davis. Healy's in behind Kleb. Oh, it's promising. Great chance for 2-0. Lehmann denies Stephen Davis. Fulham threatening the Arsenal goal here. Davis had it all to aim at. Fulham have a corner here. Oh, it's down towards McBride. Oh, that was a great chance, and Bocanegra couldn't turn it in. Well, for all that Arsenal have had some chances in this game, Fulham have had a few as well, notably there. So far, a flat start to the season for Arsenal. Can they turn it round? Or will Fulham secure their first ever win away to Arsenal? It's Kolo Touré. Warner is there once more. Fabregas, Walcott. It strikes Bouba Diop and it's away. All hands to the collective pump. Arsenal pushing, trying to get closer and closer. Kolo Touré, powerful, strong, still going, and Arsenal have a penalty. Bocanegra says, I didn't foul him inside the box. That's what he's trying to say. Arsenal have a route back into this match. Real forceful desire, and it was inside the box. Touré bulldozing his way through, and Bocanegra blocking his path. It's Van Persie against Warner. Oh, and he scores! And the Arsenal players there have just marched in on Tony Warner, surrounding the Fulham goalkeeper, many of them wading in. Bouba Diop hangs onto the ball and says, get it off me if you think you can. But that turned very, very nasty, very quickly out there. Warner gets a yellow card. We're going to have another card here, and it is for Papa Bouba Diop. Again, I presume for hanging on to the ball. And now Flamini, who is perceived here by the referee as being an aggressor in all of that, gets a yellow card as well. Here's the penalty, decisively smacked home. Tell you what though, it wasn't far from going over the bar. Relief at last for Arsene Wenger. Baird towards Dempsey. Oh, and Kolo Touré's made a mistake. Oh, and he was lucky to get away with that. Arsenal again looking unsure at the back. That was a very worrying moment for the home crowd. Just over a minute of the 90 remaining. It's Nicholas Bentner. Didn't quite fall for him. Might do now. Bentner saved by Warner. Real excitement towards the end of this game here as Arsenal push to turn what was looking like a home defeat into 3 points. Arsene Wenger nearly swiveled himself into a hole in the floor there.
Sanya forcing his way forward, advantage played by the referee, flag stays down, could be a great chance, Kleb, yes! Listen to the roar, and Arsenal could not have left it later. Arsenal have been pushing and probing, and twice in the last 7 minutes they've now scored. Kleb took his time, picked his spot, and found the bottom of the net. 2-1. A really good finish, and a real reason to celebrate.
Of course, we had a bad start, and after that we played against a very good Fulham side, who could have scored a second goal, then it would have been nearly impossible. But we had the strength to fight until the last minute, and that kind of result can change a season for a team and strengthen certainly the belief.
I wasn't very happy with the decision making in the penalty box. But, you know, at 1-1 we should have still got something from the game, and to concede in the last minute is soul destroying.
After the game today, I think we're quite flat because, you know, it was in our grasp really to get the 3 points. And then even when they got the penalty to get a point, to come away from Arsenal with a point the first day of the season, I think, you know, you'd be quite pleased with that. So yeah, no, the lads are very disappointed.
How relieved on a scale of 1 to 10 is Jens Lehmann?
Certainly 10.
Well, if you want to tilt at the tittle or the title, then you've got to be able to play badly and win, and ultimately that's what Arsenal did today.
I didn't think they were that bad, to be honest. I mean, first of all, they gifted Fulham a great start and a horrendous mistake by Leon. But Fulham will be really disappointed, not only with themselves, but I think with the referee. They defended really well, which Lee will talk about in a minute. And I thought it was going to be sort of same old Arsenal, really. They created numerous chances without really taking them up until the last few minutes. But for me, without Gilberto in the middle, they look very slight in midfield with Rosicky and Fabregas and Flamini and Kleb a little bit further forward. And they could be bullied at times, I think, with that midfield during the season.
So they did extremely well to come back from 1-0 down, but Fulham defended extremely well. You've got to be gutted for them as a neutral, haven't you? They didn't get anything out of it.
First half especially, played a really high line, which surprised me, because obviously if Thierry Henry had played, I think they'd have played another 20 yards back. But they played with a high line, and to be fair to them, they did it really well early on in the game. And we'll see here. If you play with a high line, we see the back four there, you need midfield runners. Fabregas knows that, so he sees the gap, tries to break through. But look how high Fulham are, they block it in the end. And I think here we see the midfield players advanced of the ball. We see 1, 2, 3, 4 Arsenal players, all pushed on to the back four, all easily marked, and in the end it breaks down again. And if you've got midfield players closing down like this, Smerton and Davis in midfield in front of you, you can do that. You can push up as a back four. But if you haven't, if you've got no pressure on the ball, that's when trouble starts. And this is where Henry would be perfect. The back four pushed up, no pressure on the ball, big long ball over the top, Van Persie's in. Exactly like Thierry Henry would have done. But I think Fulham got it right in the first half. Second half, they started to create chances, Arsenal, and in the end, Warner, the keeper, was outstanding to keep them out, but it wasn't enough.
Jens Lehmann thought, right, new season, clean sheet.
Well,
a few seconds later,
we've got a new spot the difference competition. This is the first one.
Oh,
now we'll show exactly the same move, and this is perhaps what he should have done the first time. Opens his body out, pings it out to the fullback. And that was about 5 minutes after his mistake, and you know, he's old enough to learn by his mistakes.
Relieved, I think, is the word.
Can I ask you, as a former Man City fan as a kid,
Yeah.
you know, could you have ever made this, even at the end of last season, thought, what's happened there?
Well, I had a text message of a friend day before yesterday saying, "We've got Sven, what we doing?" Then all of a sudden the money arrives, and now I got a text message today saying the saviour has arrived. So that is a Man City fan in a nutshell.
That's just a football fan, that is.